Everybody, Greg here, and we're time for another look at what's going on this week in the history of Park Journey. Another busy week, so we'll go ahead and get started. Got my coffee here in my trusty Universal Studios Hollywood cup. Fortunately, I don't think we have any Universal Hollywood news this week. I got some Bela Fleck playing, so I hope you all are fans. If not, you should be because they're like way awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front page of the site to see what's going on. We had our Boysenberry Festival update, of course, and we also had our HangTime update, which we got the same time as we were doing Boysenberry Festival. So we had a nice fun day at Knott, so we'll get into in just a couple minutes. But the biggest news of the week was obviously the Marvel news from Disney, as far as the new lands coming to DCA, Paris, and Hong Kong. Not really any coincidence that two of those three cities are having Olympics over the next decade. Obviously, Tokyo has their Beauty and Beast thing opening up in 2020, which is when they have the Olympics. And then obviously, we'll see if anything is coming to Beijing or anything. I'm sure there will be for their Olympics. I believe they have the next Winter Olympics in 22. So, yeah, so I mean, I would imagine probably more coming to both Paris and Disneyland. In addition to Star Wars Land and Marvel Land, in time for the 28 Olympics for LA and 24 for Paris, respectively. Obviously, Paris is making a lot of huge enhancements to their park. But just to kind of take a look at the details of the Marvel expansion, just, a lot of really cool things coming out, so they kind of mixed it up a little bit. So they've got the Spider-Man something coming to DCA with, and obviously in addition to Guardians of the Galaxy that's already there. And then they've got the Iron Man thing coming to Studios Paris, and then the Ant-Man to Hong Kong. So again, it's kind of nice that they're mixing it up a bit. It'd be a nice change to just duplication of everything. The rides may be similar, but at least the themes would be a little bit different. Obviously, with the Universal deal in Florida, don't really have a whole lot going there. I mean, they do have the Guardians of the Galaxy going on there, although I do still think that would be better fit at Magic Kingdom, and Tron would be a way better fit at Epcot, but that's a whole separate video in itself. But yeah, so we're going to just basically talk more about the Disneyland or the DCA expansion, because obviously that's what we're kind of more familiar with. So it will be taking over Bugs Land. So I would assume that the Tough to Be a Bug building will be used for some kind of ride, or maybe even fully taken out. But yeah, Bugs Land, obviously, as well as what we all kind of anticipated, the Flix Flyers is what's being moved over to Paradise Pier and rethemed to Inside Out. I don't know why they don't just keep it Bugs, because there's not going to really be any bugs present in the park now. Bugs Life, for me personally, it's my favorite Pixar movie, even though stupid Kevin Spacey ruined it now. But yeah, so I don't know why they're really retheming it, but obviously it's that ride that's going in that spot. And I will admit too, when we went to DCA earlier this month and we did Tough to Be a Bug, it was kind of awkward with Kevin Spacey in there. You'd think that they would kind of do a voiceover on that with the amazing voice talent they have at Disney. So hopefully maybe for the Animal Kingdom one, if that's going to stay around. But if you looked online this week, kind of the biggest loss, people were kind of saying, almost kind of jokingly, I think, at least for us, it was kind of jokingly, but, it's a cute ride, but, obviously we'd rather have Marvel, is the Heimlich Choo Choo Train. So, it's a cute little ride, but I don't think anybody's going to miss it over, state-of-the-art Marvel stuff. I did make a tweet, I think on either Wednesday or Thursday, I think Wednesday, talking about that there's some warehouses behind California Screaming where they could actually move Heimlichs and actually make, a full dark ride. And everyone started correcting me, well, they're not warehouses, they're administrative build. Okay, fine. There's buildings behind there, better, that they could use to make a full, Bugs Life dark ride. Doesn't even have to follow the movie. If you don't want to follow the movie, fine, just make it an extended version of Heimlich's Choo Choo Train. You've got 2 trains already. I would say, triple or quadruple the track. Make a full-on dark ride. I think people would love that. I think that'd be a great little addition. So, if you look at, Behind Paradise, behind California Screaming, or Credit Coaster, there's quite a bit of room back here. They could move some stuff around if they really had to. I know that Paint the Night is being stored back here right now, and again, there's some administrative buildings, no warehouses, excuse me. I think it'd be cool. Somebody else also, I don't remember the tweet, and I can't find it. I'm looking through Twitter right now. Somebody had mentioned sending it to Florida and having it go around the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom. So that would actually be kind of cool as well. And then take out the Deceptive Big Bug there and make that dark ride. But anyway, so as far as Marvel Land is concerned, obviously we don't have a whole lot of details yet. Mission Breakout is obviously going to be the anchor, but it's going to be Spider-Man in an immersive superhero universe, and that's starting in 2020. And then for Paris, it is the Avengers on a Hyperkinetic Adventure in 2020, and also the Hotel New York will be reimagined to become the Disney Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel. So there's that, and then in Hong Kong, as I mentioned, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So again, I kind of like that they're kind of not doing the same thing over and over again, even though it might still be the same, but that they're actually anchoring with different characters and things like that. That's cool. And then the other news this week, the only other news that kind of came out this week was for Busch Gardens in Tampa. They have a new baby giraffe named Patty. She was born the day before St. Patrick's Day. And you can see here the video and everything. It's quite cute. Our local zoo, or the closest zoo to us, Santa Barbara Zoo, actually had a baby giraffe born a couple of weeks ago. So I was kind of hoping they'd have a baby giraffe tweet off yesterday, but it didn't seem to happen. They both liked the tweet, but I don't think it ever actually happened. So maybe one of these days we can get those two to share some baby giraffe pictures and see. They're all cute, obviously. All right, so let's take a look at first the Boysenberry Festival, our opening weekend report. And Boysenberry Festival, this is what, the 4th or 5th year now, and it's been great every single year. The food is fantastic. Obviously, Knott's is just all decked out for spring. Some of the new stuff that we had this year was the cheddar cheese pierogies with boysenberry sour cream. Now the pierogies were just kind of standard pierogies, and we had them first thing when we got there, and I will admit they weren't very warm. The cheese wasn't really melty. And so they're kind of a miss for us. But we went back later in the day and had them again, and they were warm, and they were much, 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 much better. So you can see here some of the pictures. I had the macaroon, which was in the bakery. Now, on the tasting card this year, in previous years, you could only try one of each thing. And then this year, basically, it's basically one item. So it could be, you could have one thing 8 times, or you can mix it up any way that you want. So kind of be careful of the a la carte price, because for example, the price for the boysenberry short ribs was $8.79, and that takes a ticket. The price for the macaroon was $1.59, and that also takes a ticket. So we didn't actually use the ticket for the macaroon. So kind of keep that in mind as you're going through. That was really the only huge price difference. Like the pierogies are $4.99, so just make sure that you're using your card wisely. We had the chicken wings, and then obviously all the spring decorations in the park are great. Over in the Wilderness Dance Hall, they have the Tied Up in Knots tribute. There was some artwork of some of this stuff that you could purchase at the store right across from the Wilderness Dance Hall, but some of them have already been selling out, so it's a very limited quality. My favorite thing that we had to eat was, oh, hello, Hermione's coming to join the video this week. Say hi to Hermione. Hi, Hermione. Can you get out of the way, please? I don't think everybody wants to see your butt. Boysenberry sausage was actually my favorite thing of the event, and they had the boysenberry ketchup and boysenberry mustard and boysenberry relish, and it was all great. Oh, there she goes. She's up on the shelf now. The boysenberry quesadilla, I will admit, I was very intrigued by it. It didn't have enough cheese, and it wasn't melted enough. So again, first weekend, kind of, willing to give them a pass on that. And then the Boysenberry cornbread that you have to get at the Boardwalk Barbecue was also really awesome. The elote, so for those of you who aren't familiar or aren't from Southern California, elote are from, from Mexico, or, not from an area that has a high Hispanic, you know, population. Um, Elote is basically like grilled corn with mayonnaise and spices, and they roll it in there, and it's fantastic. Well, they did the elote at Knott's with boysenberry mayonnaise, and it was really good. It was totally one of our favorite things. The boysenberry hummus was actually pretty spicy, and it was really good with the pita. And then lastly, the boba, which I'm not usually a fan of, but I really, I don't like tapioca, so most of the boba has tapioca balls. But this had boysenberry, so I actually really liked it. So here you can see the tasting card, all the different things that are on it: the short ribs, the pierogies, wings, macaroon, elote. Do you mind? Huh? Do you mind? Whatever the spell is for making you disappear, do it. Or she's just going to lay down on my lap now. All right, cool. The elote, the hummus, the quesadilla, and the sausage buns. So again, you don't have to try one of everything. You can actually just, if you want 8 sausages, there you go. Have 8 sausages. And then obviously they have all of the different snacks. They got the bacon jerky, all of the sugar-free punch concentrate that we did get some of, the cookies and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure that you check out the Boysenberry Festival. You're going to have a great time. And then our other Knott's update this week on Wednesday was we went obviously to look at HangTime. So you can see the store is pretty much taking shape here. Some of the windows are already in there. It looks really great. It's going to fit in really well with the boardwalk there. The station is coming together as well, and they have been testing the ride as well. So they wasn't testing while we were there, but they have been testing it. And then we actually were able to kind of peek through the fence a little bit and get a couple shots. So there's probably lots of landscaping going on. We did get some very significant rainfall. There she goes, this week. So I don't know how much work they actually got done. As far as opening date, we have not heard anything, but hopefully sooner rather than later. And then we also did get to go in the sky cabin, so we got some aerial shots and stuff like that as well. And then the other bit of big news was Accelerator was back to testing. It didn't open while we were there, sadly. We kept kind of going back in that area to take a ride, but unfortunately, it never actually opened for us, which was kind of a bummer. So let's go ahead and check out also what's going on our Facebook page. I don't think there's anything there that we didn't actually mention. That we didn't have an update on. Real quick though, I did want to mention our friend Gary from Coasting with Culture is actually in South Africa. So he's posting lots of really great pictures. So we put a link up on our Facebook page. So give Coasting with Culture a like. And follow along with Gary's adventures. He's also doing a couple of group trips this summer. So check that out. The trains for Vortex at Canada's Wonderland are getting an entirely new look this year, as we posted on Wednesday. And for my 2 cents, this is actually the best remaining aero suspended. I know a lot of people were like, it's better than Ninja. It actually is better than Ninja. We were really blown away from it last year when we rode it. And then let's see what else is going on. That was really about it on Facebook. Let's see if it's going on with Twitter. I don't think there was really anything else that we didn't really talk about already, but let's just give a double check and see if anything good. No, Marvel. Georgia Aquarium made a big announcement this week. Let's go check that out. So they're doing a 2020 expansion, and it's going to be sharks. So their 2020 expansion for Georgia Aquarium. The title of it says, "Georgia, you're going to need a bigger aquarium," which that's kind of cool. So they are going to have a new gallery featuring sharks, to open in late fall of 2020. So it will help guests to have a deeper appreciation for the important role that sharks serve in the oceans. So yeah, so check that out here. So yeah, I think that was pretty much about it though, as far as big announcements this week. I did also want to mention there's a lot of talk about the Pirates changeover this week. Actually, our Friday night fun question is kind of Pirates related, so come back at 5 o'clock Pacific tonight for that. Hopefully, we'll get some good arguments going on tonight. I think that'll be fun. But anyway, the videos I saw, I mean, I'm not, I kind of like to wait till I see it in person. But I didn't really have an issue with it. Some of the dialogue seemed kind of off, didn't really fit. I don't have an issue with them updating the ride. It's not, if you're getting your pirate history from a Disneyland or Walt Disney World ride, go to the library, read a book, I mean, seriously. And then there was also some talk about people saying that when they rode pirates, they were going to start screaming out, "We want the Redhead," and stuff like that. And, honestly, there's people that have never been there. That's probably going to be their only trip at Disneyland ever. And, to ruin it for them because you're mad because Disney made a corporate change, that's kind of petty. Just because you get to go every week or month or, whatever it is, just keep in mind that there's people that don't get to go very often, and, don't ruin it for them. That's my soapbox, and now I'll get off of it. All right. So that's about it for going on this week. We thank you guys for all of the support. Steven will be at Great America tomorrow up in Santa Clara. It is their opening day, and they're going to have a tribute to Top Gun or Flight Deck. They're even going to have a Tom Cruise lookalike there to kind of to open the ride or open the season, to kick off the season. So that's going to be kind of cool. They're going to have some giveaways, Top Gun film screenings, and then dog tag and aviator sunglasses giveaway. So that's tomorrow. The anniversary celebration begins. Opening ceremony is at 9:50, and then the anniversary celebration begins at 10. So check that out tomorrow. We'll be posting stuff to our social media about that as well. All right, everybody. Thanks for following along, and we will talk to you next week. Have a good weekend.